Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
On the base of the sweet will of our Gurudev, we are searching for quotes of Caitanya Caritamrita in Shri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. So we came up to verse number 114, and we will start from there again. So Sri Radha's footprints in the Rasa circle is the topic. Even Madhava's mind is enchanted by the sweet jingling of all these ornaments, especially by Radhika's ones. This makes the maidservants very proud of their very own Ishwari. The word pranai means that Radha's girlfriends can dance with Krishna without any hesitation. They don't see any difference between Krishna's hands and feet and their own hands and feet. And they don't keep any reverential distance from Krishna during the Rasa dance, as Chandravali and her friends Padma and Shaibya do. The glances of the Sakhis that are dancing with Krishna, as well as the Manjaris that are engaged in fanning them, are all fixed on Radhika's footprints on the ground of the Rasa circle. Why? Nana chole Krishna preri sungama koroi Atma Krishna sankahoite koti sukapoi. Caitanya Charitamrita. So here's the first quote. It underlines why the Manjaris cannot take their glances away from the footprints of Radhika. Even if Radhika sends the Sakhis to unite with Krishna through different tricks, they are still millions of times more happy when they can make Radhika meet with him than when they personally unite with him. During the Rasa dance, the Kinkaris' glances are fixed at Radhika's lotus feet. How beautiful are the marks of these feet on the camphor soft white sand of the Yamuna bank. The Kinkaris' bliss knows no bounds when they see the 19 specific footmarks of Radhika's left and right foot in the sand. The Rasa Lila is the aggregate of transcendental, astonishing rasa. All the Braja Sundaris create wonderfully sweet rasa, but Sri Radhika is the Raseshwari, the presiding goddess of all transcendental mellows. The maidservants experience that in this pastime. When the maidservants look at these beautiful footprints, they realize that the sweet nectarian Brahma Rasa that oozes from Srimati's lotus feet sprinkles the transcendental dust of the Rasa Stali. The aspirants should also similarly fix their minds on the 19 signs, on Sri Radhika's foot soles. That is the essential teaching of this verse. So again the quote, Nana Jole Krishna Preri Sangama Korai, Atma Krishna Sangha Hoite Koti Sukha Pai. Caitanya Caritamrita. So even Madhava's mind is completely enchanted by the sweet jingling, especially of Radhika's ornaments. Why is that so? All of Radharani's qualities are vibrating through this jingling into the heart of Madhava, filling up Madhava's heart to full extent, giving him the greatest possible joy. We can see it like a melody. The singer, the main voice, is Radharani. And there are some drums, and there are some percussions, ding, 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 kartals, and other instruments. These are the gopis. But without the main voice, without the main Mahabhav, without Mahabhav Chintamani, this concert is not possible. So every little sound of Priyaji's jingling will move the heart of Mohan, because it represents all her oceans of qualities, like her lavanya, her extreme elegance. She is not only sweet, she is sweet and elegant. Alone this mixture can make him crazy, this Mohan. She is most beautiful, most sweet, most elegant. And all her other qualities are vibrating in this Rasa dance. So what a festival, the main festival. Of course, that makes the Manjaris very proud, because they are very conscious about that. They see all these other gopis like Chandravali hesitating to dance with Krishna. Don't step on his foot. In Aishwarya, but they don't care about this. They are looking at the sweet feet of Radharani and the footprints, because this is the highlight. If you hear a concert, you listen to the main singer, not only to the kartals. So the Kinkaris are so proud, because their Swamini is completely the center of this whole Rasa dance. And so much sweetness, elegance, and all other qualities of her are coming forward through the movement of her feet to the footprints. Because also the 19 signs of Sri Radhika's foot soles are representing all of her wonderful qualities. In this way, the Manjaris are completely fixed on Sri Radha. Nana Jole Krishna Preri Sangama Korai, Atma Krishna Sangha Hoite Koti Sukha Pai. So this was the first quote for today I found in Shri Radha Rasa's Sudhanidhi. And maybe Gurudev wants to add a bit more, give us more deep understanding on this point.
So beautiful.
Gurudev said, very nice, very beautiful. He is relishing and meditating.
Okay, then I don't want to disturb. It's my good luck if Gurudev's voice is coming to my mouth and in the same time is giving him relish. In the same situation are the kinkaris always, because what is coming to the kinkaris? The mercy of Mahabhav in person. Radharani's mercy is coming through the manjaris, through the kinkaris. And they are fully aware that these are not their own qualities. These are the qualities of Radharani mirrored in the manjaris. And astonishing is that although these are the qualities of Radharani, these qualities mirrored in the kinkaris are giving Radharani full pleasure. And not only her beloved also. Isn't that wonderful? This is the great circle of Mahabhav. And the aggregate is our Radha. Radharani is the only aggregate of this fully astonishing rasa. Seva rasa. This is the rasa we get from Radha. Her seva rasa. So if anyone wants to share on that, or has a question, some comments, whatever, or may correct me in some point, then please come forward anytime. You are never a disturbance. You are always giving more taste and more richness. So the next quote I found in Sri Radhara's Sudhanidhi from Caitanya Caritamrita is in verse number 119. And this is about the wonderful flavor of Sri Radha's service. So let us first hear the verse to get the topic. When will Sri Radha, who is wonder personified, whose elegance is wonderful, whose loving, artful cleverness is wonderful, whose luster is very wonderful, whose playful gait and body are wonderful, the movements of whose eyes are wonderful, and whose smile is most wonderful, when will that Sri Radha give me the wonderful rasa of her service? When will that Radha give me that wonderful rasa of her service? Now the Yugala have blessed the maidservant by giving her the desired reward, and they commence their vilas. In the abode of union, the great ocean of Krishna's Lavanya causes the ocean of Srimati's Lavanya to swell. The maidservant cannot find any words to describe this wonderful ocean. So she simply says, Lavanyam Paramad Bhutam. Sri Radha's elegance is most wonderful. This Lavanya is astonishing even Govinda, who is called Lavanya Sara, the essence of elegance in Srimad Bhagavat. The reason is that Sri Radha is Varatanu. This Varatanu is made of the blazing Chintamani jewel of Mahabhav. Mahabhava Chintamani Radhara Swarup. Caitanya Charitamrita. Here's the quote. Mahabhava Chintamani Radhara Swarup. The maidservant feels her life is successful when she sees how Govinda's fish-like eyes swim in the ocean of her Swamini's Lavanya. Govinda is not just swimming in the ocean of Lavanya. He is swimming in the ocean of my Swamini's Lavanya. This is the feeling of the Manjari. He is swimming in the ocean of my Swamini's Lavanya. And he will drown there completely. And maybe I have to give him some oxygen here and there, that he will survive. This is the Sevaras. Vilas has begun, and the maidservant leaves the kunj to peep in through the holes of the foliage, to relish the sweetness of these intimate pastimes. How wonderful is Radhika's cleverness in artful love-making. Even Shyam Sundara, who is the teacher of all Rasika arts, is stunned by it. So you see, he's drowning. That's amazing, isn't it? All gopis want to make love with him. He is called very expert, but the cleverness of our Swamini makes him stunned. So we have to help Swamini, that he will survive and come through this Rasa Lila. How amazing! From whom did this Radha, who was still playing in the dust with her girlfriends a short time ago, with red ribbons in her hair and her earlobes newly pierced, learn all these arts of love-making, so that now she can even defeat the unconquerable Achita? Shyam Sundara doesn't know what to do when he's defeated in the love game by clever Radhika. The maidservant floats in shoreless oceans of bliss. Shoreless oceans of bliss, being very proud of her Swamini's honor. Mahabhav Chintamani Radhara Swarupa. Caitanya Charitamrita. So, here we heard a short, wonderful description of Mahabhav Chintamani Radhara Swarupa. It gives a glimpse, a little hint. So in the same verse, in the same commentary, later on, there's another quote of Caitanya Charitamrita. We can see that Rasa is always growing. It's going more up and more up and more up. So Radharani made our hero dive in her ocean of wonderful qualities. But now it's going even more higher. What will happen? We will hear. May Sri Radha, who dresses herself like Madhuripa, Krishna, anointing herself with musk so that she attains his complexion, putting on a yellow silken dhoti, drying a beautiful crown of peacock feathers in her hair, and playing a flute while keeping her shoulders in a crooked way. May that Sri Radha protect us. This is one of the many waves of bhava arising in Sri Radha. Kshane kshane utte premara taranga ananta jiva chara kaha tara paibeka anta. Caitanya Caritamrita. At every moment there are endless waves of love arising. Which insignificant soul can find their end? Srimati's girlfriends carefully enter into the kunj, and Sri Radhika's Prema Vaichitya mood ceases. Srimati sees her Nagara again before her, and waves of Parihas Ras, the mellow of laughter, are arising, while Sham boldly tells the Sakhis about Radhika's expertise in love-making. So here we have a wonderful example how Radha, by giving herself to her beloved, forgets herself. She's so much immersed in serving her beloved that she feels like being her beloved. She's dressing herself like Krishna, anointing herself so that she gets his complexion. She's putting on a yellow silken dhoti and trying a crown of peacock feathers in her hair, and playing a flute, and holding her shoulders in a crooked way. So may that Radha in that mood, in this Prema Vaichitya, may she protect us. That's a wonderful prayer in the connection with Caitanya Mahaprabhu, because Caitanya Mahaprabhu is in that mood. Caitanya Mahaprabhu wants to give us this present, if we want or not. Lucky we are that he doesn't take care if we want or not. If we have the slightest possibility to accept it, he will give this present to us. Even if it's just the slightest possibility. Like you serve prasadam and somebody says, no, but he's not making like this over his plate, and has a little doubt if he may be, whoosh, take it, take more. You didn't say you really know, so I give it to you. Caitanya Mahaprabhu wants to give us all this mood, the highest present. And what he's asking for it? It is said lobha. But I personally have to say, I don't have any lobha. So what's going on here? Am I cheated? Somebody gives me something, even I do not want? I don't have lobha. So here's the connection. Gurudev's lobha, a piece of that in our heart, will make a little possibility to fill it up. And immediately Caitanya Mahaprabhu will take that possibility. So they work together in a team. That's astonishing. So even we do not really want it deeply, we don't have this burning desire, do not have this rati. But our Gurudev is giving us, and on this base more will grow. So this is the way of Kripa. And the more we get aware of that, the more we can see that actually this is really an ocean, or an endless ocean of mercy of Radharani coming to us. So Caitanya Mahaprabhu and the whole Panchatattva, they are bringing us exactly that full prema rasa, the whole mercy. So maybe someone wants to share on that point, or as a question, or maybe Gurudev wants to add something or go more deep.
Nobody can say like beautiful action. Very nice. Wow.
The next quote I found in Sri Sri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi from Caitanya Charitamrita is in verse number 124. And actually we are going on where we just stopped. The climax of a special pastime is the topic. So let us first hear the verse to get the topic. O Radhike, when can I see your lowered moon-like face, moving with its slow and splendid eyes, your head slightly covered by your veil, which is the limit of loving pastimes, as you keep your body on Krishna's body. Your eyes will be startled when you see me lifting your butt-like hairs from your face with my fingers. Shripad assumes the transcendental form of a manjari and sees Sri Sri Radha Madhava enjoying themselves in a sweet nikunja. As she looks through the latticed windows, gradually the Yugalar Kishore become so absorbed in this pastime that they feel they have become one with each other, and they forget everything else but each other's happiness. They forget everything else but each other's happiness. This is the point. They forget everything else but not the happiness of the beloved. This is what they are fixed on. Like the manjari is fixed on that happiness of Radharani. She forgets everything else but not the seva to her Swamini. In that way, this is the reflection of Swamini forgetting herself, serving her beloved. No wonder that the manjaris, the kinkaris, they can be there in that climax of such special pastimes. Only they, because they forget everything else but the seva of their Swamini. Never. They're not interested in anything else but serve Swamini in the best way possible. Even astonishing to Radharani, what to speak of Krishna.
Radhe Radhe, dear Radharani.
Radhe Radhe.
I want to ask you something, maybe Gurudev also answer of this. Sometimes we see the paintings, the Radharani cry, these paintings. And I feel that it's not mood of Manjari, because Manjari don't like to see that Radharani cry. Manjari is allowed to see that Radharani is happy, how to say before. Why are so many paintings with tears? Maybe you want to share me something about this, or Gurudev, please help me.
I would really like to hear Gurudev's answer.
Yeah, Krishna. our house. We don't need to see other house. They are mix of feelings. So we have to select in our mind what is best to do. This is crying picture is there. These pictures are from others.
The sound is not very clear, sorry. We cannot really hear it.
Actually, this picture of crying is not Manjari is looking at. So why we will select that picture? This is for different bhav people. So we have to select our mood in Manjari bhav. What we want to see with my son. We don't need to select it. What others moods are there. Different rasas are there, but our Manjari bhava has to be strong to select that. Understand? Can you explain more? My voice is not good. We have to select our mood.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's always a question who has painted it in which mood, actually. This is the artist is trying to paint the mood. Otherwise, he wouldn't be an artist, because artists want to actually transfer moods. The art is therefore made, isn't it? It's made to transfer a mood, not to explain something like Gyan. It has to transfer some mood. So you have to feel what kind of mood was there. The artist wanted to give what kind of mood. It could be that Radharani is sitting on Krishna's lap like here and crying in that moment. It could be. Because she is crying, where's my Mohan? But in the same moment, she's completely in ecstasy sitting on the lap of Mohan. Could be. But it also could be in another mood of a gopi. So then we don't want to see that picture. But anyway, we can see it in our mood. Even if it was painted maybe in another mood, a Manjari will always see it in the own mood, in the own understanding, in her seva rasa. Because a Manjari doesn't see anything outside of that rasa. So we try to connect everything we see, everything we hear, everything which is coming to us. We try to connect with our seva rasa and see it in that light, in that feeling.
Radhe Radhe Gauravani.
Radhe Radhe.
May I ask you something?
Of course, always welcome.
So recently you had mentioned about Lobha, sacred greed. So in that moment I asked myself why we cannot see amongst the many devotees. I mean, I can speak about myself, about my friends. I have a lot of them. I cannot see in their behavior actually this greed that appears. Actually, I don't know what is in their hearts, but I know hundreds and hundreds of them, and I cannot see in their devotional service, in their exchange with myself, with others, there's greed. And these tears, what you mentioned, what Lava Galatika mentioned right now, these tears, actually these Radhika's tears have to be ideal of our devotional service. This is topmost emotion, actually. Why we cannot see these tears, this Lobha, the sacred greed, after many years of practicing of devotional service? How we can get this greed, actually? How this can appear from our heart? How we can cry for Radhika every day? What's the point with this greed, with these tears? Actually, can you suggest something? Or maybe somebody, lot of devotees hiding themselves in their personal bhajan. I don't know, actually, but I told you by their behavior, we can see this passion. Actually, devotees who is very attached for Radhika is have to express this passion, because love means a passion to express, Not just sitting down and be quiet, have to express, to show and share this love. Can you say something about this, please?
Radha, I want to share. You are also.
Please.
You are also there. This is the bhava, what we feel. We have to respect our feelings. What is your feeling is also valid. What Lavangaladika is saying, that feeling is also valid. We are feeling has to always respect. This is the mercy, we feel it. So your feeling is also very respectful, and we have to respect that also. There is no rule regulation for the feelings. And in the feeling of the love and how I see the things, that always has to respect it. Right? My dear, it's not that I appreciate you and I appreciate Lavangatika. Why is two words? Two, because your feeling is respectful, and her feeling, in her view, is also respectful. Right? Think of that.
Actually, the feelings Gurudev is talking about, they are all emanating from the soul. So we respect all the feelings which are coming from the soul. Because the soul is the source of all kind of real feelings. I don't mean emotions. Emotions are something else, but real feelings, steady feelings are emanating from the soul. And there may be emotions connected with, but they can be also connected to others. So that's why I want to split that a little bit. But feelings are coming from the soul. So what is actually usually our problem in this material world is that we try to be completely impersonal. We try to act impersonal. We try to, nowadays you can see everywhere, you even buy impersonal. You buy some things impersonal. You just, per computer, you let come the things you want by Amazon. We are completely impersonal with God. We are completely impersonal, of course, in that moment with Radharani. And then we hear about Krishna. So now I'm just talking about my own experience. So please, if I say something wrong, please forgive me. It's just what I experienced. So in Krishna consciousness, first thing I learned was knowledge about Krishna. He is God. He's Bhagavan. Prabhupada was speaking about Bhagavan for hours. And this was churned again and again from so many people with big brains. I don't mean that sarcastically. They really had very much power, brains. Like my spiritual master in ISKCON. He was a very big brain. So it was interesting for me because I was so impersonal that first of all I have to hear about a person which I have no connection to. I first have to hear, who is that Krishna? Could he really be God? Okay, let's hear about it. But that doesn't mean that you feel something. First, it's just information. So many years I was practicing and I chanted the name. And it is said that by chanting the name, slowly, you will get a connection with that person, the person's name, if it's a spiritual one. And so it was. it worked out. I was really a little bit more personal. I felt hurt so much by so many people. I didn't wanted to open myself. I was afraid. But by chanting Hare Krishna, I opened up a little bit. I tried again. Give it a last try. It was like this. And in this moment, when I opened up a little bit, I was sitting in front of Radha Madan Mohan in Abenteuer. And it was the appearance day of Radharani. And I was chanting for 4 hours in one piece, just Radha's name. I didn't know where it came from, really. It just was a voice inside of me. Take shelter. Now it's the day, now it's the time, just chant her names. She must be more merciful than Krishna because she is the love of Krishna. She must be more merciful. It was just some voice inside. So I took shelter, 4 hours chanting. And what happened? Amazingly, all others left. They went to prasadam. I was just singing, completely absorbed. And by the time all people came dancing again, pujaris came out from the altar, and they were so happy. We were dancing together. We were singing together. It went for hours. And 1 week later, some devotee called me. I was never before in Vrindavan till that time. 1 week later, devotee called me and said, "You are crazy like me. I want to go to Vrindavan just for a week. Would you join?" I said, yes, that's my mood because I have to work all the time. I don't have so many time to go long. So yes, I will go just 1 week. And after opening my heart just for a tiny moment of this, in that 4 hours, I don't want to say the whole 4 hours, but in that 4 hours, a tiny moment where I saw it could be possible that I get mercy from Radha. I got so much mercy. I went to Vrindavan. I was in Vrindavan. It was a trip I will never forget. So many mystical things happened. I never had before in my life so much mystical things happening. For example, we were going by taxi from Vrindavan to Radhakund. At that moment, there wasn't the bridge over the train lines. There was no bridge at that time. There was this Schranken, what is called in English. They're going down and up, Usually, a bunch of people are there, it's closed, it's completely like mess. At that time, it was like this. The taxi was going through that mess, a real big point of mess, and the closed railway. We are coming. All of a sudden, the whole bunch is splitting. These things are opening. The taxi went through, and I could see behind us, it went down again. And not all of these people actually could cross. It was like someone was just opening for us at that moment and close it again. And the taxi driver was looking in his mirror and asking me, "Who are you?" And I was looking at him and asking myself, "Who are you? I don't know what's happening here." And the amazing point was, on the way back, the same thing happened again. I could really tell all these little stories which happened all the time in Vrindavan. It was so amazing, mystical, and so full of kripa. It was like Radharani said, "Welcome home back again, my dear little child." It felt like that. It was 1 week like 3 months in Vrindavan. I slept hardly 1 hour a night. And the whole time such mystical things happened. So at that moment, I just opened my heart a little bit, such things happening. But this is the main problem. We do not come to that point to open up our heart. So then, my dear Radha Kripa Kataksha, at that moment, if we don't open our heart, how can feelings enter? How Radharani will enter? She's shy. She don't want to pull herself inside or push herself inside. She don't want, if we don't want her, why she should come? But if we open up, and that doesn't mean Kyan, we have to forget about Kyan. We have to feel like a little child, helpless. And this was actually the feeling in this bhajan at that time. I felt helpless. My guru was gone. My wife had left. My family was gone. All things came together. I was sitting there like a drop of hopeless case, just crying for help. And Radharani heard. She heard it and immediately responded. So I think this is our problem. We cannot connect with our soul, with our feelings, because the ego is telling, no, you have to be a hard stone. You have to show others that you will survive. And even if everyone dies, you are the one who is strong, because you know everything. And I think this is also coming from false vairagya. Because so many things we tried we got some mystical powers. We could influence people on the street, buying books they didn't even wanted to have, and other things. Because we went into this process. But this was not out of love. I remember so many people who later came in a temple and said, I had this book, but I didn't have the feeling that the person who gave it was interested in myself. I just came to see what kind of people you are. Because the philosophy is not bad, but the person who gave me that book, he treated me like he is not interested in me. Why is that? I spoke with some people like that on the Sunday feasts, where usually we try to, give them more input. And I was thinking about this. Yes, we really went an unpersonal way, and I cannot say that I ended this unpersonal way. I can just say that I try to open up again and again by the help of the mercy of Gurudev, by the help of the mercy of you all here. I try again and again to open up this broken little stone-like heart. And then Radha Kripa can come in by Radha Kripa Kataksha, her merciful glance, which I made this experience in Abenteuer.
Oh, thank you very much. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Can we see this like a sign that we have to follow our natural tendency to approach the Radha Krishna in this spontaneous, natural way, not just to follow these constantly rules. Then we just follow these signs which coming to us every day. We have to just learn to recognize it. For example, if you chant Hare Krishna, and it appears Radha's name spontaneously in your heart, you have to say just Radhe, Radhe, Hare Krishna, and continue. This is a sign of the heart, what is our goal, actually. It's a very beautiful story, really. Just open our heart, stone heart, and everything going the happy mood by the mercy of everybody. Thank you, Gurudev, also, even if I don't understand properly, but Lavanga will translate me later a little bit about this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking this question. It's such a really needed question, really needed. because we have to contemplate on that. Why we do not get the mercy, although the ocean of mercy is already around us. We are swimming on the surface of this ocean already, but we are not diving. We don't let ourselves fall. We have fear to die in that ocean, to drown. But actually to drown in that ocean means to live. To swim on it means to die. But therefore we need to be helpless. That's the point. And I tell you honestly, I never had a situation before in my life, before that moment, where I felt really completely helpless. I always had some ideas how to come out of problems, And this was my problem. Always I had some ideas how I will make it. I will come out. I know how to survive. And this was and is my biggest problem. I should not know how to survive. I should not know how to survive without Swamini, because there is nothing like that. Without Swamini, we will never survive. We will die again and again. We have this example. 2 hands, not only one, and take the sari in the other hand. No, 2 hands. Fully, we have to take shelter. I'm helpless. Completely helpless, yes, and this is the most safe position I ever felt in life. I remember another story. Maybe you want, I don't know if you want to hear, but it was in the same time I was in Vrindavan. I met a person who was very much in Gyan. I mean, very much in Gyan. The most elevated Jnani I ever met in Vrindavan. And I heard that he is the topmost. I didn't want to meet him actually. Just by chance I met him. And he spoke with me. For a long time, I could not stop him for 3 hours. It was just flowing all the time. Then I managed to go back I was staying in Banki Bihari guest house at that time. So I went back in the guest house and I wondered, because one point he mentioned about Balaram, I could not accept. It was, let's say, about the question if Balaram is into Rasa or not. Is he connected or not? And he said something which I heard from Prabhupada in a different way. So I was in doubts. And I was lying in bed in doubts. I was reading at that time. I just had by chance a Krishna book with me. I mean, by chance. I didn't took it. It was just still there in my baggage. So I read and fell to sleep. At this time when I fell to sleep, some motorbike was started very nearby. The whole time, and I couldn't sleep. I was really I was completely tired, but again up. And this went on for some minutes, and I thought, no, my God, please, let me sleep. But it went on, and then I get some thought in my mind. If you are going up now from the bed, you open the light, and you will read another side of the book. If you make on the light, switch on the light, and in that moment the motorbike, the engine stops, then this is a clear sign that you should read another page. I don't know where this thought came from. It was just there. Then I thought, no, this is completely mad thinking. You're so tired, you're thinking mad way. Again, and okay, I will try. I switched on the light and the engine blew. In that moment, I took the book, I read the next lines, moved the page, and there was the answer of Prabhupada. My doubts were gone, and I slept in this wonderful feeling that actually Prabhupada gave us everything. Just another little story. When I was Vrindavan, and my whole time was like that, the whole time, this whole week, I will never ever forget that week. Actually, I had darshan at that week by Prabhupada, and Prabhupada gave me the feeling in that moment, yes, your spiritual master from ISKCON is gone, but you will have another one, and he will come to your house. I said, no, I don't want to have this Western gurus anymore. Prabhupada said, no, don't worry. He will be from Vrindavan. So Gurudev came at my house by the divine arrangement. So we can understand what kind of mercy is Radharani's mercy. It's if you just open slightly, just for a moment, she will put in whatever she can give, the whole mercy. And only by such experience, honestly, I'm not a believer. I'm a doubtful person. I don't believe anything. Only by such experience of mercy, my heart opens up more for more mercy. I don't want to believe anyone and anything. Gurudev knows. He knows that I didn't believe him in any way. He knows perfectly. Isn't it, Gurudev? We had a very special lila still we have a special lila, actually.
Yeah.
You know me as a doubtful person, right?
No, I love it.
He loves you.
But, yeah.
Honestly, without the mercy of Gurudev, I couldn't make it out, because he was just jumping to all these tests I made for him like a dancer, putting the foot on the next right step. And still he's doing like this. He's dancing with me. It's also a little bit like some Rasic dance.
Gurudev also said that you are testing him. You were testing him.
I didn't get that acoustically.
Gurudev said that you were testing him at this time.
Yes, very much. I had a real list of tests. I had, like, if he will come inside and he will sit on the asana, which I will offer him, he is not my guru. If he will eat not with us together, just on the floor, just simple, whatever we eat, devotees, other devotees, if he wants something special, he's not my guru. I made a whole list, really, with all these tests. But he really stepped through everything, didn't touch any point of that, like he was prepared from someone. He was looking in my face, smiling when I offered the asana. No, we are just sitting together like friends. You know, in ISKCON they always wanted to be on the asana. That's why I was like that. I was completely hypocritical. But I wanted to be sure, is this really the one who is coming to rescue me? And my experience is that if you are honest, there's nothing bad. I was hurt. I had some bad experience. I cannot say, yes, I have faith, because this is a lie. No, I don't have. I'm not a believer. I need the proof. What I can do. I cannot trick out myself or others and say, yes, I believe. Yes. I will not come more further, isn't it? But someone who loves you, isn't that person prepared to take you as you are? To let you scream out, shout on him, which actually you don't mean him. You mean the past. You were hurt in the past and you wanted to shout now. because you were not allowed to shout in the past. But isn't that person prepared to take that shout and say, yes, come on, shout at me. Let it out. It needs to come out. So let it come out. I'm here. Isn't that love? I think there deep love starts. If I'm in a relationship and the other person was hurt before, and I cannot take what is inside, which wasn't expressed till that time, then I don't love. Then I just want to enjoy. So mother is prepared to take whatever the child is coming with. Like Gurudev always say, pipi, kaka. The mother doesn't say, no, first wash yourself and then come again. No, mother is cleaning. Come here, my child, I love you. This is what we learn from Gurudev. It's not a limited love. And if we talk about this, we should also have some proof, not just talk about it. And then in practical way, it's again in another way. No, it has to be proved, at least for me. You talk about love without any, limits, huh? Okay, so let's test.
Without condition, no unconditional love.
Yes, thank you for this word. I was missing that word, condition. Without condition, yes. There's no condition. My love has no condition for you. Okay, let's prove. Now I'm dirty, I'm full of pipi and kaka, I'm stinking, I'm coming to you. You will accept me now? Yes, my dear. In this way, I will become a believer. So we need this experience, at least I'm sorry, I'm completely, really, I'm the worst person you can learn from, but I'm really like this. I don't believe anything anymore. I need to have the proof. But Gurudev and Swamini, they really got me. And although I'm not, I'm not always saying, yes, Gurudev, you're right, like the ideal disciple should be, always say, yes, Gurudev, yes, Gurudev. No, I'm not. I'm the worst disciple. But anyway, in this way, I have some faith now. I can grow more and more and go more deep, step by step, in my own tempo, in my own way. Because I am what I am, what I can do, I'm not proud about this, I'm not saying, yes, I'm so proud that I'm like this. No. What I can do, I'm in this condition, so let's try to make the best by the mercy of Gurudev, by the mercy of Radharani. Try to make the best out of it. And Gurudev helps me again and again, although I don't know what he must think sometimes, because from his background, such people like me doesn't exist. Usually you would throw them. I'm not this kind of bhakta like in India. But what we can do now, I'm there, and now Gurudev has to take me like I am. And I hope that he will not kick me away and give me more and more mercy. It's my only hope that Radharani will not kick me away and give me more and more mercy. This is my existence. It's based on that hope. No other existence anymore. Based on the Kripa.
Thank you, Radharani. Really touch my heart, your nice experience in Vrindavan and everything. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for letting me sharing this. And thank you all for coming here again and again and hear this fallen soul and give this fallen soul some chance to go deep and grow. Thank you very much.
There are two types of bhakti. One is Gyan Mishra Bhakti. One is a Bhav Bhakti. So, one time I was in Gyan Mishra Bhakti, one is the feeling is so high that both are right or not. Everything is good. Every circumstances is good. Where I am, I see like that. So I'm telling Lavanga Manjari, he is looking from his Manjari form is also right. And my Prabhu, my dear poet, Radha Kripa Katak, he also right. Both, everything is right. But how you see, that is the move. How you like to feel and see. The feeling is the highest. And Bhav Bhakti is the highest. Because every Bhav Bhakti, mother feel different way, lover feel, conjugal lover feel different way, and friends feel different way. It's all a different way of feeling in their condition. Right? And Manjari feel different way. Radha.
So what we can say, Gurudev, thank you for your patience, for your endless love, and again giving us the mercy, giving us the hope that we can reach that state in Siddha Swarup and Swarup Siddhi. And thank you for opening our eyes in such a loving and humble way.
Thank you, Guradani. Thank you, Gurudev. Radha Kripa Kataksha Abhangam. All devotee.
Radhe.
Radhe.
Dandavat to all.
Dandavat to all of you, and loving hugs to all of you. See you soon. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe. All is in meditation. Great. All in meditation. My Lavangalatika, deep meditation. I'm very proud of her.
Gurudev is very proud of you. You're all in deep meditation.
Russian has a special word. I like it.
He's from Serbia. He's living in Serbia.
Serbia.
Yeah.
But it's
all you ex-Yugoslavia.
All they are Russian. They have a special power to see more devotees. Healers are there. They can heal us. Christians, healers are very famous.
Healers, wow.
They are healers. Right? Marwani? We went together. Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe.